Just like I taught you. Punch it loudly! Punch it loudly! Punch it loudly! Punch it loudly! Turn up the radio, hit the gas and go! And it's no Baby Driver, it's Eenie, Meanie, my mo. Actually, it's just Eenie, Meanie, a Hulu original that's allegedly written and directed by a human being. One named Sean Simmons, who's on television and some film projects, and stars the very, very gifted and gorgeous Samara Weaving, who really deserves more projects that aren't this. I mean, after Borderline that actually looks like fucking Shakespeare and Citizen Kane next to this, you get this Baby Driver bare bones concept. Look, I didn't even know this movie was coming out until I checked Hulu and saw that it had popped up. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Andy Garcia's still getting work. Good on him. Marshawn Lynch, outside of Bottoms, really seems to be playing the same damn role. But whatever, he's getting work. Jermaine Fowler is in this. You have Kiana Simone. You also have Carl Glusman. Not Jack Klugman. You don't have that. Or Jack Klugman. And you also have Steve Zahn. Yes, the man from Joyride. And basically you have Edie, played by Samara Weaving, who's a former Getaway driver, reformed, and is pulled back into another job to help out her exit. She just can't quit. Her ex, played by Carl. And from there, we basically get an alleged dark comedy with some chase scenes that are so painfully generic that I struggle to remember much of anything about them. And a story that really just is cobbled together from a bunch of other films, but has no cohesion, nothing at all. Just stuff occurs. It's like it's in search of an actual plot, an actual originality, or fun, or anything. It should have searched for an ending a lot quicker than it got. Whatever. Samara Weaving looks good. That's really about all I got for it. There's no chemistry between her and Carl. I mean, I'm sorry. None. Nothing against Carl's talents, but no goddamn chemistry. It's actually weirdly impressive just how little chemistry there is between any of these people. I mean, Andy Garcia tries, but then again, he's Andy Garcia and he's been great for a number of years. So it's on Hulu if you want to check it out. I really don't have anything to say other than just getting into spoilers because nothing to it. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. So basically, she, as a young teenage driver, as most usually are, as opposed to an old teenage driver, she's 14. I know that the actress that played the young Edie has been like Hunger Game, like one of the later Hunger Games, and has been in a few other projects. So good on her. They got somebody that's clearly a child prodigy of some variety. And I will say that at least the younger version of Edie actually does look like, you know, Samara Weaving. Oh, that's good. That's good. You actually get somebody that's like, well, that doesn't look at all like that person playing the older version. But nevertheless. So, she gets her parents. She's driving them because they're drunk. Oh, and they can't stop because the cops are going to find all the coke. So just like I taught you, punch it. Felt like punching myself rather than continuing to watch this goddamn slop. So we find out years later that Edie has not been doing all that well. There's a bank robbery at the bank that she works at, and she gets knocked out, and during some blood tests, she finds out that she's pregnant. And because she doesn't want to tell her ex, John, that is essentially a criminal piece of shit, she doesn't want to know. It's like Scotty doesn't know, except without the humor. So she ends up going to John's apartment basically to finally tell him, and then sees that he's caught in with some criminals, and she ends up basically rescuing him. He doesn't have clothes. I guess that's supposed to be funny, but it's not. They get to an old cohort's place, but it's not owned by that guy. His name's not Sweetie. This guy's Byron, and he gets shot, and his main squeeze, or squeeze of the week, like Flavor of the Tweak, based on how they had that woman look. A lot of gun violence and shooting in this, which, I mean, I don't necessarily mind. I don't really actually care. But I'm like, is this supposed to be funny? Because none of it's actually funny. It's just stuff's occurring. The car chase scenes are very meh. It's no Baby Driver, as I noted. I will have to rewatch Baby Driver at some point. And The reason that John's in this deal is there's a guy named Leo who was a card counter that works for a guy named Nico. Nico is played by Andy Garcia, by the way. And Leo ends up panicking at one point when he's in their car, tries to get out and gets hit by a car. I guess, again, that's supposed to be funny, but it's not. And so it turns out that John had this bad deal go down where they went to the wrong house, shot up a surprise birthday party, and now they need to get $3 million from a poker game, or the winnings of a poker game, in this brand new car and take it away. Like it's a less dark Price is Right. I say less dark because, let's be perfectly honest, once Drew fucking Carey took over, that show has never gotten out of the dark ages. There's a guy named Stilts. There was a guy that hit on Samara Weaving at the bar, and she bought a car from him. There was no chemistry again between Carl and Samara. The Stroke plays. You'll recognize that song. I'm not going to go over the whole goddamn thing, but I felt like this movie was having a stroke trying to figure out what it was doing, or stroking itself off for all I know. So there's some batch of criminals help set up Jermaine Fowler's, and Jermaine Fowler is very funny, and he's a good actor. He's not really given anything to do in this. And she is so good, but is her, like, you know, clean record going to be, you know, like totally destroyed by the fact that now she's invested trying to save John? And they end up really making sure that the thing goes off without a goddamn hitch. Oh yes, and at one point they end up her and John end up fucking, because why the fuck wouldn't they? And she also visits her dad. Her dad, who, played by Steve Zahn, now is in a wheelchair. He got clean and sober, and the mother's dead. I'm assuming that maybe the getaway that happened when they were 14 led to the dad being like that. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't care, because it's Steve Zahn in 2025, so really, no, I just don't necessarily care. But yeah. Marshawn Lynch is in this as a criminal, which, I mean, he's named Perm, and I mean, he suffered facial burns after he did some coke right next to a candle, and his hair got burned onto his face, which, again, I guess funny. She has a bit of bonding, a heart-to-heart with her dad. I don't accept sorries, I only accept change. I would accept something other than this, because this fiasco just would not end. And John just knows that she's the one. And again, it's Samara Weaving. It would be hard to resist her. But so the thing goes off without a goddamn hitch. But except Perm is coming to try and basically collect the goddamn thing. First, it seems like he's trying to stop the cops from getting Edie. But no. He ends up kind of going rogue. John flips his car, and Edie tries to rescue him. And Perm takes off in the car. But they find him easily, and then John ends up shooting him, and then shoots some other people and says, we're just going to take all the money and go. And then she realizes she's had a goddamn enough. He ends up shooting him. I mean, there are certain, you know, maybe minutia points that could be skipped over, but really that's just the bare bones of it. This movie doesn't deserve a deep dive into its details because it's really fucking bad and bland. And she goes to Nico. It turns out Nico had this guy, Georgie, who did not get his arm ripped off by Pennywise. And he essentially, you know, this sidekick, or this right-hand man, has been skimming money off of him. But Nico's like, I don't know really what to do, because he's basically been part of my life this whole goddamn time. You could essentially kill him, which he does end up doing, but not before we find out from Edie that, you know, she bounced around from foster home to foster home. The reason that her and John had such an attachment is because John had basically stopped her from being sold off in a 7-Eleven parking lot when she was a teenager, which, why would anybody do that? Whatever. The movie tries to be serious when it should be funny, but then again, it's not funny, so I guess all it has is being serious, but the serious stuff doesn't hit at all. And she asks Nico how many bathrooms he has. Oh, 2, but the one upstairs, the toilet's broken. You should get your toilet fixed, because every foster home She was in, there were like 6 people there, only one bathroom. People would be knocking on the doors. One time she had to really go with one of her foster moms. Just knocked on some lady's door, and the lady lived alone. The one downstairs didn't work, but the one upstairs did. And nobody was knocking on the door. And now her dream is to have a house with at least 2 bathrooms, so nobody disturbs anybody. And then, so basically, Nico ends up killing Georgie, so John's dead. She decides to just take a bag, I assume that has the money in it, her cut, it doesn't matter, no. And sometime later, her kid's born, and she's living with her friend from before. And other kids arrive because I guess she's part of this family, whatever. There's like 18 million people in this house, and yeah, everything's working out, I guess. This movie didn't know what the fuck it wanted to be. I don't know what, I don't know. I know what Eenie, Meanie, Miny, Mo, the choice game and everything the kids play. Yeah, great. Here's the thing, none of it. Eenie, Meanie was like something that Nico called her. But the movie has nothing of substance to sink your teeth into. It just has Samara Weaving looking good. That's really about it. So yeah, that's F. It's not good at all. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Retland. Until we Eenie, Meanie, Miny, Mo again, happy trails to you.